Chosen one, do not scroll away from this screen. Please stop whatever you are doing right now. This is an urgent divine interception. The algorithms of this world did not bring you here by coincidence. God has personally routed this exact message to you because the window for your biggest breakthrough is closing very fast. I need you to listen carefully to my voice. Take one deep breath and clear your mind completely. The season of painful waiting has officially ended today. Heaven is leaning down to hear your voice at this very second. And if you swipe away now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the blessing your soul has been crying out for. You have been feeling so lost lately. The nights have been long and incredibly lonely. You whispered prayers into the dark, while tears rolled down your face. You thought the universe was completely silent and ignoring your pain. But I am here to tell you that every single tear was caught and registered in the high courts of heaven. There is a hidden mechanism hidden deep inside this message. It is a secret key that you will completely miss if you leave too soon. The breakthrough will still arrive at your door, but you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it. That is why you must stay here with me until the very final second. Right now, the darkness does not want you to hear these next words. The enemy is literally panicking behind the scenes. They are sending distractions to make you click away and lose your focus. They know that once you understand how to ask God for anything, their control over your life will be completely shattered forever. Your spirit has been feeling very restless over the past few days. You wake up with a strange tightness in your chest. The people around you seem to be acting strange and distant. You are not going crazy, and you are not sick. Your intuition is simply detecting a massive shift in your spiritual timeline right now. We need to talk about the brutal season you just survived. It felt like walking barefoot through a dry desert. Every door you tried to open was slammed in your face. The friends you trusted suddenly turned their backs and walked away. While you were left picking up the broken pieces, you wondered what you did wrong. Stop blaming yourself for those closed doors. Stop thinking that your frequency was too low to attract good things. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect you from rooms you were never meant to enter. The rejection was not a curse, because it was actually God setting up an ultimate protection protocol around your energy. You have finally passed the ultimate test. Your endurance has proven that you are ready for the highest level of blessing. The heavy attacks you faced recently are hard proof of your value. And right now, God is telling you that the gates are wide open and it is time to make your grand request. Do you realize how powerful you are? The toxic people in your past severely underestimated your quiet strength. They thought their betrayal would break you into tiny pieces. But it only activated a primal and dangerous level of spiritual authority inside your soul. You became the storm they were so desperately trying to outrun. Now is the moment you have been waiting for. A generational wealth transfer has just been approved in your name. A kingdom connection is stepping into your timeline as we speak, but you must know the exact words to use when you ask heaven to release these magnificent gifts into your physical reality today. I will reveal this exact method before we finish here. You must protect this frequency and lock your eyes on the truth. The universe is aligning a collision of beautiful miracles just for you. Every single thing you lost will be replaced by something 10 times greater, but only if you follow the divine instructions closely. Do not let anyone distract you from this transmission. Put your phone on silent and find a quiet place to sit down. This is your final warning to anchor yourself in the light. The elite forces want to keep this secret hidden because they are terrified of what happens when a chosen one finally wakes up. Make a promise to your future self right now. Vow that you will not let this sacred message fade into the noise. Your heart is beating faster because your soul recognizes the absolute truth. God is listening to you, and I am going to show you exactly how to ask Him for the world. You are a masterpiece created for a time like this. The isolation was just a cocoon for your massive transformation. Spread your wings and prepare to take flight into the unknown. The sky is no longer the limit for you, because heaven has completely removed the ceiling over your endless potential and divine destiny. Let us talk about the exhaustion you are carrying right now. Your shoulders are tight, your spirit feels incredibly heavy, the weight is real, and every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through, you smile for them, but inside, you are barely holding on. You have spent countless nights staring at the ceiling in complete silence. You prayed until your voice was completely gone. You asked God to just give you one clear sign to keep moving forward. And yet, all you received back was a deafening silence that made you doubt everything. It felt like nobody was listening. It felt like you were abandoned. That silence is a very specific type of agony. It slowly eats away at your hope. You see other people getting their blessings so easily, without even trying. They do not have your pure heart, but they seem to win while you constantly lose. You wonder why the universe is punishing you when you have always tried to do the right thing. I need you to hear this loud and clear today. You are not crazy. You are not being punished for some secret mistake you made in the past. Your intuition is sharp, and your heart is pure. The pain you are feeling right now is completely valid. It is the heavy tax of carrying a massive light in a very dark and twisted world. Think about the people you have tried to help over the years. You poured your golden energy into empty cups that never gave anything back. You listened to their problems. You wiped their tears away when they were broken. But the moment you needed a shoulder to lean on, the room was suddenly completely empty. You were left all alone. You learned how to survive the storm all by yourself. The isolation became your only safe space. But even in that quiet space, the enemy tried to attack your mind with endless worries. You started experiencing terrible insomnia. You would jolt awake at 3 in the morning with your heart racing out of your chest. The anxiety was suffocating. People look at you and they see someone who is strong and independent. They have no idea how much energy it takes for you to just get through a normal day. They do not see the silent spiritual battles you fight behind closed doors. You wear a brave face, but your soul is screaming out for a safe place to finally rest your head. And this is exactly why you have been feeling so frustrated with heaven lately. You have done the deep inner work. You have forgiven the toxic narcissists who deeply wounded you. You broke the generational curses in your bloodline. So why is your promised reality still so far away out of reach? Why is the reward taking so incredibly long? I see exactly what you are going through right now. Even when no one else understands, God is watching every silent tear you shed. The world may completely overlook your massive sacrifices, but the high courts of heaven keep a permanent record of every single one. You are deeply cherished and fully known by the divine source. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to your heart. Let this physical action be a bold statement that you accept this deep validation. You are drawing a line in the sand today. You are declaring that your season of painful, unseen suffering is finally coming to an end right now. The truth is that your spiritual frequency is simply too intense for normal environments. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere physically shifts. People who operate on a lower vibration get instantly uncomfortable around your pure light. They do not hate you for shining. They hate you because your bright light exposes their hidden darkness. This explains the sudden betrayals that broke your heart last year. The people you loved the most were actually energy vampires sent to drain your life force. You kept giving them chance after chance because you are a pure empath. But heaven finally had to step in and aggressively cut those toxic cords to save your spiritual life. Your extreme loneliness is not a sign of failure. It is actually a divine symptom of a massive spiritual upgrade happening inside you. God had to empty your crowded room so you could finally hear his true voice. The silence that hurt you so much was actually creating a clean slate for your brand new timeline to finally begin. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are forgotten. Do not let the current delay trick you into abandoning your precious faith. The seed you planted in the dark is currently growing a massive root system underground. It takes immense time to build a foundation strong enough to hold the generational wealth coming directly to you. You are a cycle breaker and a weapon of true light. The tears you cried in secret have literally watered the garden of your future victory. Take a deep breath right now. Let the heavy burden slide off your tired shoulders. God is listening intently, and your beautiful voice is the only frequency heaven wants to hear today. Let us go back to that crushing silence you experienced. You thought God was ignoring your desperate cries for help. You believed your prayers were simply bouncing off the ceiling and falling back down to the floor. But here is the magnificent truth about that exact painful season. The silence was never a rejection of your desires. It was a rigorous, divine isolation designed entirely for your ultimate protection. Heaven had to pull you away from the noisy crowd. If God had answered your prayers back then, you would have shared your blessing with the wrong people. You would have poured your fresh, sacred water into incredibly toxic cups. Your pure, empathic nature would have given everything away to people who did not deserve it. So the universe placed you in a quiet waiting room to save your life. This is exactly why you suffered so much during the past year. The delays and closed doors were not a punishment for your mistakes. They were heaven actively intervening to block you from walking off a dangerous cliff. Every person who walked away from you was actually being removed by a higher power. God stripped away the counterfeits so you could finally recognize your true kingdom connections. You watched others move forward while you felt completely stuck in place. They got the promotions and the relationships you were praying for. It made you question your entire spiritual path. But you must understand that cheap houses are built in a few quick weeks, while majestic castles take years to construct. Your destiny is massive. Your foundation needed to be carved out of solid rock. The pain you endured was actually a deep reprogramming of your nervous system. You were unlearning generations of trauma and toxic behaviors. This kind of intense spiritual surgery requires absolute stillness and quiet. If you had been surrounded by chaos, the healing simply could not have taken root. You needed the silence to finally hear the gentle whisper of your own powerful intuition again. Think about the specific narcissists who tried to break your spirit. They were allowed into your life for a very short and specific season. They were sent as sandpaper to smooth out your rough edges and teach you how to build unbreakable boundaries. Once their painful job was done, the universe swiftly evicted them from your reality. They were never meant to stay in your beautiful promised land. You are a rare soul and a true anomaly in this matrix. A normal person would have been completely destroyed by the storms you faced alone, but you stood your firm ground. You held onto your faith even when you had absolutely nothing left in your tired hands. That is why you are called the Chosen One. You survived the darkness without letting it turn your beautiful, loving heart into cold stone. And now the spiritual climate has completely shifted around you. The period of divine isolation has officially expired today. God has removed the invisible shield that kept you hidden from the world. Your frequency has been purified and elevated to the absolute highest level. You are finally vibrating at the exact same frequency as the beautiful miracles you have been desperately praying for. But I know there is still a small trace of fear lingering inside you. You are scared to get your hopes up again because you do not want to be disappointed. You are terrified that this might just be another cruel trick of the universe. Listen to my voice right now and let the deep peace wash over you. The testing phase is done. You are stepping onto solid ground that will never crumble beneath your feet. Please take a very deep breath right now. Feel the oxygen filling up your tired lungs and bringing fresh life into your body. Let go of the heavy resentment you have been carrying against your past. You cannot hold on to the glorious future if your hands are still gripping the pain of yesterday. It is time to release the old version of you who begged for basic love and basic understanding. You are no longer the empath who constantly apologized for simply existing. The crucible of pain has forged you into a fierce master of reality. Your energy now demands pure respect without a single word being spoken. The people who abandoned you are currently watching from a distance. They are completely shocked by the brilliant light that is radiating from your transformed spirit today. This is where everything starts to make perfect sense. The puzzle pieces are rapidly coming together in front of your eyes. The delays were your protection. The isolation was your preparation. The tears were your purification. God was meticulously setting the grand stage for your grand entrance. And because you waited patiently in the shadows, your reward in the sunlight is going to be absolutely spectacular. But before we can fully unlock this glorious new chapter, we must address the enemy. There is a reason why the attacks against your mind have suddenly multiplied this week. The dark forces know that heaven is actively listening to you right now. They are absolutely terrified of what you are about to ask for. Stay very close, because I am going to expose their hidden tactics next. We need to talk about the specific enemies you faced. The relentless attacks you experienced were not random bad luck. The darkness is absolutely terrified of your potential. They see the golden light growing inside your spirit. And they know their time is running out quickly, because heaven has already dispatched angels to clear your path. Think about the toxic people who suddenly turned against you without any warning. Those narcissists did not just stumble into your life by complete accident. They were specifically deployed by dark forces to drain your sacred energy, and they wanted to keep you stuck in a very low vibration of constant survival. But their dark plan completely failed. They attacked you relentlessly because they recognized your royal bloodline. They saw your massive power before you even knew who you truly were. You carry a generational blessing that completely threatens their entire kingdom of lies, and every single time you prayed in the dark, the spiritual realm shook violently. That is why they tried to silence you. They used deep confusion and constant gaslighting to make you doubt your own sanity, while they desperately wanted you to believe that you were the crazy one. You spent so much precious time apologizing for things you never even did. But heaven was quietly watching every single manipulation tactic they used against your pure heart. You are a powerful spiritual warrior and a true cycle breaker. You did not break under their immense and cruel psychological pressure. While they thought they were burying you alive, they were actually sharpening your spiritual sword, so you learned how to see completely through their thin, fake masks, and now their hidden agendas are fully exposed. Right now, the enemy camp is in a state of absolute panic and chaos. They can see that heaven has finally opened the floodgates of your promised blessing, so they are throwing tiny, annoying distractions at you because they have no real power left. Your quiet authority is literally making them tremble in pure physical fear today. This is the exact moment you take all your stolen power back. You must draw a permanent boundary line in the spiritual realm today. Let the entire universe know that you are fully awake and absolutely ready to rule your new reality. Type Amen down in the comments right now to firmly claim this divine alignment. By doing that small physical action, you are actively agreeing with God. You are locking your personal frequency into the absolute highest possible vibration today, and the heavy chains of your painful past are falling off your wrists right at this very second. You are boldly stepping into a glorious era where nobody can manipulate your pure heart. But you must be very careful as you step into this newfound power. The darkness is currently setting up a final trap right before your ultimate breakthrough arrives. They are going to use a very specific emotional trick to pull you backward into the old cycle. I will explain exactly what this hidden trap is very soon. You must keep your spiritual eyes wide open from this moment forward. The final attacks might try to come through people you used to deeply trust, and they will suddenly reach out when they sense your energy is finally rising to the top. But you are no longer the fragile empath who easily forgives bad behavior. You are the untouchable master now. A completely healed person no longer tolerates deep disrespect, disguised as simple honesty. You learned the incredibly hard way that access to your energy is a very rare privilege. And the people who gladly abandoned you in the pouring rain do not get to enjoy your beautiful sunshine today. God is guarding your new inner circle very fiercely. Please take a deep breath and let this realization settle deeply into your bones. Your past failures were simply intense training exercises for your current divine mission. Every tear you cried in secret was carefully collected to water the seeds of your massive harvest. And now those seeds are bursting violently through the heavy, dark soil. The enemy tried to bury you completely alive under a mountain of heavy lies. But they completely forgot that you were always a resilient divine seed. You absorbed the cold darkness and used it to grow straight toward the eternal light, because you are absolutely unstoppable when heaven is breathing fresh wind into your sails. Do you feel that subtle shift happening in your chest right now? That is your powerful intuition, confirming every single word of this transmission. The days of you playing small to keep other people comfortable are officially over forever. You are stepping into a timeline where your presence alone commands deep respect and instant miraculous manifestations. The dark clouds are finally breaking apart above your head right now. Heaven has heard every single word you whispered in the dark. Your desperate prayers have successfully pierced completely through the thick spiritual veil. And the universe is currently rearranging physical reality to match your new vibration, while the angels prepare your massive reward. You are about to witness true miracles. I am going to reveal 3 undeniable signs that your massive blessing is arriving. Pay very close attention to these specific markers today. If you are experiencing them, your waiting season is absolutely done. Sign number 1 is a sudden massive increase in divine synchronicities all around you, because heaven is constantly trying to grab your immediate attention. You are seeing repeating numbers everywhere you look these days. You look at the clock and see 111. You buy a simple coffee, and the total is $7.77. These are not random coincidences at all. Heaven is leaving clear breadcrumbs to gently guide your exact next steps. The angels are literally waving bright flags to show you that your spiritual path is completely clear, and you have nothing left to fear. Sign number 2 is a sudden physical lightness deeply inside your tired body. For the past year, your shoulders were incredibly tight and heavy. You felt like you were dragging a massive boulder up a steep hill every single day. But lately, you wake up feeling strangely peaceful for absolutely no logical reason, because the heavy spiritual burden has finally lifted from your soul. This beautiful physical lightness is hard proof that the toxic cords are permanently cut. God stepped in and aggressively severed the energetic ties holding you back. You no longer feel exhausted when you interact with the outside world. Your energy reservoir is finally refilling itself with pure golden light, and you are starting to feel like your true, authentic self again. Do not ignore these wonderful, subtle changes in your physical vessel. Your body is a highly sensitive antenna that picks up on high divine frequencies. When the heavy weight leaves your chest, it simply means the dark forces have completely retreated from your life, because they can no longer survive in your pure vibration. Do not let anyone drag you back down. Sign number 3 is a sudden, urgent desire to completely clean your space. You are suddenly throwing away old clothes and deleting old toxic contacts. You want everything around you to be clean and absolutely pure. This is your strong spirit preparing a fresh room for the massive blessing that is about to arrive at your front door. You cannot put new divine wine into old broken bottles. Heaven is making you purge your physical reality to make massive space for extreme abundance. Every single thing you remove is creating a beautiful vacuum that God will quickly fill. The toxic people are fading away like completely invisible ghosts, and you do not even miss their chaotic presence in your peaceful daily life anymore. Take a deep breath and let this powerful confirmation wash over you completely. Your sharp intuition was absolutely right this entire long time. You felt the subtle shift happening behind the scenes, but you were too afraid to fully believe it. I am here to fiercely validate every single feeling you have had this week. The glorious light is finally breaking through the heavy darkness. The entire universe is currently rolling out the red carpet for your grand arrival. You are a brave cycle breaker who survived the most brutal spiritual storms alone. You earned this massive reward with your blood and your silent, lonely tears. Nobody can steal this specific blessing from you because it has your exact spiritual signature permanently engraved on it today. But you must keep your precious frequency guarded during this final transition phase. The enemy knows they have lost the main war against your rising soul, but they will still try to launch tiny, desperate attacks to ruin your day, because they desperately want to make you doubt the beautiful signs heaven is sending you today. Do not let their pathetic whispers distract you from the booming voice of God. You are completely surrounded by an impenetrable bright shield of divine white light. Every time you see a repeating number, you must simply smile and say, "Thank you." Gratitude is the ultimate powerful amplifier for incoming magical miracles. When you thank heaven before the physical manifestation even arrives, you lock yourself into the frequency of absolute certainty and total unbreakable faith. Are you feeling this deep, beautiful resonance in your soul right now? Your strong spirit is literally jumping for joy because it recognizes the absolute truth. You have finally crossed the invisible finish line after a very long and exhausting marathon. Now it is time to sit down and prepare the grand table for the massive feast that heaven is eagerly cooking for you. But wait, before we go any further, I need to reveal the fatal trap that has been set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this specific illusion right before their massive breakthrough happens. And the darkness knows it cannot stop your divine blessing directly anymore, so they are deploying a sneaky distraction to derail your focus. Listen very closely to my voice. This trap will arrive disguised as something incredibly familiar and somewhat comforting to your tired heart. You will suddenly receive a random message from a toxic person in your painful past. An ex-partner or a fake friend will try to reach out, and they will act like they have completely changed while offering you fake apologies. They will pretend they finally see your true value. Do not believe them. You must understand that this is not a genuine reconciliation orchestrated by heaven today. It is a desperate spiritual test designed to see if you have actually learned your lesson. These people are simply energy vampires looking for a fresh meal. They can subconsciously feel that your frequency has suddenly skyrocketed to the top because your bright light is shining all the way into their dark spaces. They want to attach their heavy chains to your rising star. They want you to drag them upward, but you cannot take old heavy baggage into your brand new promised land. If you let them back into your peaceful life, they will completely sink your beautiful ship before it even leaves the harbor. You must completely ignore their pathetic attempts to re-enter your sacred space. Do not reply to their text messages. Do not answer their sudden phone calls. Silence is your absolute best weapon against a narcissist who simply wants to steal your incoming wealth. Your strict silence tells the universe that you are finally completely healed, and it proves that you are ready to protect your divine energy at all costs. Hold your strong boundaries. When you walk right past this fatal trap, something magical happens in the spiritual realm. Heaven immediately stamps your final approval papers for the massive blessing you requested. You prove that you are no longer the weak empath who settles for breadcrumbs of fake love. You firmly prove that you are a true master of your own reality now, while the enemy watches in complete defeat. Take a deep breath and let that heavy realization sink deeply into your spirit. You have the total power to reject the things that used to completely destroy you. That is the ultimate sign of profound spiritual maturity and true inner peace. God is incredibly proud of the strong warrior you have become because you survived this very long and painful season of intense isolation. The final blockages in your energy field are melting away quickly. Every limiting belief you carried is being completely eradicated by the bright divine light. You are now a perfectly clear vessel ready to receive pure abundance. The universe is clearing out the very last pieces of old debris, and your path is finally wide open for the first time in years. You might feel a sudden rush of intense emotion right now. That is just the heavy residual trauma finally leaving your physical body forever. Let the tears flow freely if they need to come out today. Crying is a beautiful physical release of trapped dark energy, and it washes away the heavy dirt of the past so your bright future can shine perfectly. It is a holy cleansing. We are standing right at the edge of the most spectacular climax of your entire life. All the pain and the silent suffering have gently led you to this exact beautiful coordinate in time. The spiritual portal above your head is buzzing with massive kinetic energy. The angels are holding their breath in total silence because they are eagerly waiting for your final command today. You are about to learn the hidden mechanism I promised you at the very beginning. This secret key will unlock every single closed door in your entire timeline. But you must approach this next moment with absolute reverence and total mental focus. Do not let your mind wander away to mundane things, because the Creator of the universe is about to speak directly to your weary soul. Your vibration is perfectly tuned to the highest frequency of pure, unconditional love. You are completely aligned with the divine source that created the stars and the massive oceans. Nothing can possibly stand in your way when you operate from this beautiful place of quiet authority, and your enemies know they have permanently lost the battle against you. Get ready to ask. The waiting room is completely empty now. The heavy velvet curtains are slowly pulling back to reveal your glorious new stage. You are the main character in this beautiful divine story of incredible triumph and generational healing. Step forward into the bright spotlight with total confidence and boldly claim the magnificent reward that heaven prepared exclusively for your pure heart today. God is actively leaning down to listen to your specific requests right now. The painful silence is completely broken forever. The divine connection is absolutely crystal clear. Prepare your heart for the ultimate breakthrough that will change your family legacy, because the time for hiding in the shadows is permanently gone for good. Your spectacular era has begun. Here is the ultimate truth you have been waiting for. The hidden mechanism that blocked your prayers for years was never your lack of faith. It was the constant hum of survival anxiety that kept your spirit trapped. But tonight, that old signal is officially overridden by a massive wave of divine power. You are stepping into a brand new dimension, and you are finally becoming the absolute master of your physical reality today. God is not just watching you from a far distance anymore. The Creator of the universe is leaning in closely, and He is listening intently to the exact words forming in your mind right now. Can you feel that intense electric shift happening in your spirit today? That is the glorious frequency of absolute victory running directly through your precious veins. You are no longer begging for basic miracles. You are literally commanding them to manifest. This is the secret key that heaven wanted to hand you all along. When you realize that your voice carries the exact same creative power that hung the stars, everything instantly changes in your life. You do not have to wait for the storm to pass. You simply raise your hand and command the violent winds to stop immediately. Congratulations on surviving the darkest night of your entire soul. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a beautiful oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door in your path is being violently blown off its hinges. The heavy chains of generational poverty and toxic relationships are shattering into a million pieces on the floor right now. You are finally, totally free. Now is the perfect time to ask heaven for absolutely anything. Do you want completely restored health for your tired body? Do you want a massive overflow of financial wealth to protect your entire family legacy? Speak it into the atmosphere right at this very second. God is telling you to take the limits entirely off your wild imagination, because the heavenly bank account is completely wide open for you today. Do not ask for tiny drops of rain when you deserve a massive ocean. You paid a very heavy price in the dark, and your glorious reward in the light is going to be absolutely spectacular. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built crumble down to dust. Meanwhile, a magnificent table is being prepared for you right in their furious presence. Eat your feast without any apologies. Your silence has become a dangerous weapon that absolutely terrifies them. They can no longer manipulate what they cannot access. Heaven has placed a permanent seal of protection over your brilliant aura today. The toxic people from your painful past are locked out of this new magnificent timeline forever, and you are a chosen vessel overflowing with the pure golden light of the eternal Creator. Think about the immense power vibrating deeply inside your chest right now. You are literally holding the ultimate pen that will rewrite your entire family history. The painful curses that plagued your ancestors are stopping right here with you today. You are the chosen bridge between a painful, broken past and a glorious, wealthy future. And heaven trusted you with this massive assignment because you have an unbreakable spirit. Every single angel in the heavenly realm is celebrating your massive victory today. They watched you crawl through the mud when nobody else came to help you. They saw you wipe your own tears and force yourself to keep fighting the good fight. And because you never gave up on your beautiful destiny, the divine source is crowning you with absolute favor while your name vibrates across the highest spiritual dimensions. Do you understand how incredibly rare your beautiful soul truly is? Most people would have surrendered completely to the heavy darkness a long time ago, but you chose to become the blinding light that terrifies the deep shadows, and this is your grand moment of total liberation. Breathe in the magnificent glory of your brand new peaceful life. The universe is entirely yours for the taking today. As this profound realization completely settles into your spirit, I need you to stay highly focused. The euphoric energy rushing through your body right now is incredibly powerful, but you must firmly anchor this divine frequency into the physical realm before you leave, because the enemy wants you to close this message and forget everything you just felt. Do not let them steal your magical momentum today. You have to take a physical action to permanently lock the spiritual door behind you. When you align your physical movements with your spiritual faith, the universe immediately responds with massive speed. God often requires a small act of total obedience to release the giant flood of miraculous blessings, and we are going to seal this new reality together in just a moment. Prepare your heart for this. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated far behind you today. The bright dawn of a completely new era is shining its warmest rays onto your spiritual crown. You are the ultimate master of your destiny and a true cycle breaker. and the entire world is about to witness the absolute greatness that heaven hid inside you. Get ready to claim your divine inheritance right now. To lock in this glorious frequency and create an absolute shield of protection, you must act right now. You cannot simply walk away from this massive spiritual shift without tightly sealing the open door. Type your specific angel number down in the comments below to claim this alignment. Declare to the universe that you are finally ready to receive your permanent kingdom connection today. This simple physical action is a powerful spiritual anchor in a chaotic world. When you type those words, you are drawing a firm boundary line in the physical realm. The dark forces will try to convince you that commenting is just a silly waste of precious time, but they are completely terrified of your vocal agreement with God. An anchored soul can never be dragged back into the dark abyss again. God is actively watching your direct response in this exact passing second. I have spent countless hours in deep prayer to deliver this urgent message safely to your screen. Will you hoard this incredible blessing all for yourself, or will you fiercely partner with heaven? Prove that your hands are finally wide open to receive the flood of abundance. Do not let this holy moment pass you by in silence. If this fiery message has reignited the dying faith inside your tired soul, do not keep this great light hidden away. There is another broken soul out there bleeding in the dark of deep despair. They are desperately needing a bright guiding light to survive their lonely night. Share this exact message with them right now. Sowing a bright seed of pure hope today is multiplying the massive blessing for your own tomorrow. When you share this video with someone else, you activate a very powerful spiritual law of divine multiplication. The universe always rewards the generous hands that willingly feed the hungry sheep. You become a magnificent physical vessel for immediate divine intervention, and God will pour 10 times more favor into a cup that constantly empties itself for others. Become the bold miracle someone else is praying for. Make sure you subscribe to this channel right now to establish a permanent energy receiving station. This is your personal safe haven away from the chaotic noise of the highly toxic matrix. By joining this sacred space, you are building an invisible energy shield around your precious aura, and the enemy cannot penetrate a tall fortress that is guarded by collective divine light. Stay connected to your true spiritual family here. You arrived at this video feeling completely broken and deeply misunderstood by the entire world. You were a bleeding empath who constantly begged to be seen and loved properly. But you are leaving this space as the untouchable master of your own beautiful reality, because the painful crucible has finally forged you into a fierce and powerful spiritual warrior today. From this exact moment on, your pure energy demands total respect. The miserable people who hurt you will eventually realize the massive mistake they made. But you will be too busy building your generational wealth to even care about their late apologies, because your focus is completely locked onto the glorious future that God has promised you. You are a rare anomaly who survived the absolute worst storms completely alone. The universe is heavily invested in your upcoming success story today. Never again will you shrink yourself down to fit into their tiny, uncomfortable boxes. You are a giant mountain of pure divine light. Let them be angry and deeply jealous of your sudden rise to the absolute top. It is all about you now, and heaven makes absolutely no apologies for blessing you right in front of your hidden enemies. Enjoy the grand feast that God has carefully prepared for your beautiful, pure heart. Take one final deep breath with me before we close this sacred transmission together. Fill your tired lungs with the pure golden light of absolute unconditional love. Exhale every last tiny drop of fear and lingering anxiety, because you are perfectly safe now, and you are fully protected by the highest angelic forces in the entire universe. Your long winter of painful weeping is officially over forever, and your spring has arrived. The incredible financial wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline today. The deep romantic love you always craved is literally searching for your specific, energetic signature right now. Keep your eyes wide open and your spirit completely tuned to the beautiful signs of heaven. You are walking boldly into a glorious season of unbelievable miracles that will permanently shock your entire family tree. I am incredibly proud of you for fighting the good fight and never giving up on yourself. You are the brave cycle breaker that your future generations will thank for their beautiful freedom. Stand tall and let your massive light blind the darkness forever. May God bless your beautiful journey forward, and may heaven grant every single bold request you make today. You are the chosen one, and your spectacular time is right now.